What's up, y'all? This is 10X Generation, and this is my road to $1 billion. I'm building Neon Arcade, a PC sharing platform that allows you to earn passive income sharing your PC and your games with others through the internet in your local area. Today was a decent day. It was a pretty good day. I got some good work in. The challenges that I talked about yesterday, basically displaying all the request information. I slept on it and woke up with a pretty good design. It's very basic. You just have like a little pop-up that transitions into the screen, and then you can accept or deny that request. And then on the requestee side, so the person who wants to rent the computer for their use, it looks different than the host, and I have the basics of that implemented. There's still quite a bit more that I have to do, but yeah. Today I didn't actually get a whole lot of work done, the time that I worked, I think I only worked for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But I did maintain my schedule. I went to the gym. I had to do run some errands and stuff, so that took up a bit more of my time. And today was family night, so got to spend time with the fam. But I do have maybe I'll just talk about one thing that was very interesting. Is that if I look back at, even though I have this pretty perfect schedule, I had this pretty perfect schedule where I woke up maybe around 6 or 7 a.m., start working maybe 2 hours after I wake up, and work, go to the gym, eat, exercise, interact, all that, and then I'll retire around 9 or 10 o'clock. If you do the math, I am getting quite a bit of sleep in. Some might even say too much sleep. If I'm waking up at 6, maybe 7, and I'm going to bed at 9, maybe 10, that's some days 10 hours of sleep, right? And I never really have trouble going to sleep, because I'm pretty much locked into the circadian rhythm, right? When I wake up, I get my eyes dosed with those high frequencies, blue, purple, that wakes you up. And as I transition into night, all my devices and my lights transition into that yellow. That's the reduction of that blue light, the high frequency light, to lull me into sleep. And that's perfectly well and fine. But as I try to work for longer hours, more than 4 hours, like that intense Pomodoro technique, like really intense focus, nothing else is going on, intense focus, I have a really hard time going past 3.5 hours to 4 hours. I get actually just burnt out. I talked about that a bit yesterday, and I just really didn't know what to do. But during my morning research session, I decided to do a little bit of research on coffee. Like, this is going to sound like common sense stuff, but I think it's really interesting. And the history of coffee. Coffee is actually a relatively new drug to humanity. Literally less than 1,000 years old, humans have been consuming coffee. And in the Western world, it's maybe only about 500 or 400 years old. So it hasn't been around that much, but there are several theories that propose that things like capitalism, the Industrial Revolution, all these things were actually fueled and only made possible by caffeine, that drug. Because what caffeine allows you to do is untether yourself to your natural, or untether yourself from the natural circadian rhythms of the sun. Most of the time, in most cultures before this, you would work when the sun comes up and go to sleep when the sun goes down. And of course, you can try and force yourself to stay up, but your focus will be drained, your attention will be drained, and it kind of messes you up. But with this new drug, you can have people working on night shifts, right, who are perfectly awake, perfectly alert. And that gives you a major advantage in a lot of different ways. And the world that we live in right now is made possible by that drug. I learned that it's the second most traded commodity in the world, but second only to oil. So It shows you how crazy that is. And I think that's the key. Like, I think my health is good. I'm exercising. My sun is good. I get lots of sun. My nutrition is excellent. My sleep is great. In fact, it may be too much sleep. But I need more productivity out of my day. I want to be working for 6-8 hours of complete focus and still have time to do everything else to maintain my lifestyle and achieve the things that I want, right? So I'm going to start employing caffeine into my diet, into my consumption. I'm going to start consuming coffee so that I can push my bedtime from 9 o'clock, because previous days I literally just start getting fatigued and tired around 9, 10, maybe if I'm extra passionate, 11, and maybe pushing it back a little bit further to get a sweet 6 hours of sleep a night. So try to go to bed at 12, maybe 1. But yeah, that's the plan. And there's a lot of benefits to coffee. I of course tried coffee before. I've used it before, but the reason I stopped was because I was going through some emotional turmoil, and it really messed up my anxiety. This whole AI stuff, when it was first coming out, and I made videos about that, how that was tethered and like psychically linked to my relationship and the powerlessness I felt inside my relationship. I linked that with AI. So that was something I was really dealing with. So I didn't want to go, I literally couldn't handle the coffee. It just made me too anxious. So I got off of it. But now I think after I'm doing all that mental work, I think I'm finally in a place where I can take all that extra energy and a little bit extra stress on my body, because I now have healthy habits, and I get exercise so that ample energy is going somewhere, not just into overthinking. So that's what I plan to do. I plan to stay up, like I said, till 12, 1, while maybe finally be able to do everything that I plan for me to do during the day. So that's super interesting. I think that's super fun. And, every single day I'm trying to improve, get better. So, you may be saying, hey, this is obvious common sense. If you want to work longer, use coffee. But I do think it's a drug at the end of the day, and there are upsides and downsides. And I think for me, I have to work my way up to using a performance enhancing drug like that on a daily basis. And I think I'm finally here, and I'm going to keep tabs on myself to make sure I'm not going overboard as I usually do. And I'm not, experiencing any significant effects such as, of course, the anxiety. But yeah, so that's really it. This is what I got. I got some mushroom instant coffee. It has some superfoods in it. If you know anything about chaga, lion's mane, several other turkey's tail, several other mushrooms. So it's, it's quite good for me as well. And that this specific blend reduces the jitteriness. It's, mushroom instant coffee. This is what it looks like if you want to get some. But what I do is just get a little scoop. I put that in my water, and I drink it throughout the day. And of course I feel it. And yeah, so that's really it. Thank you all so much for watching. This is 10X Generation, and this is my road to $1 billion. I make these videos every single day, so I'll see you guys in the next video.